If you start carb loading 2 days before your race, you'll run a faster, easier marathon. One of the best things that I did for my first half marathon in April was that I carb loaded the right way. I didn't feel like my legs were heavy. I didn't feel like shit. I didn't crash midway through. What I did was just eat more pasta, eat more rice, just eat any carbs that I saw. And now that I'm training for my full marathon in November, my long runs are really starting to get long. And whenever I don't carb up the night before, I feel like absolute shit. I have to eat more carbs than usual just to feel the same, if not a bit even worse than when I carb load. And when I don't carb load, and if I forget to eat some carbs, it's such a nightmare. Your legs are heavy. It feels like you're running on wet spaghetti noodles with weights tied to them. So what is carb loading? It's when you eat a lot of carbs right before an important day, let's say a race or a long run. And what that does is it's filling up your glycogen stores. So for an example, glycogen stores are like the fuel tank on your car during a long car trip. If you fill it up the night before, you're not going to have to stop as many times during the road trip as if you just left it empty the night before. Glycogen is just carbohydrates stored inside your muscle. And when you're running at a steady pace for a long time, let's say zone 3, zone 2, which is your marathon zones, you're going to be burning all that glycogen up. And it takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours to fully burn through it. And that's when you're going to hit the wall. What's the wall, you might ask? It's when your body suddenly runs out of glycogen or carbs midway through the race or through your run, and you just basically feel like shit. And now that I'm training for my marathon, like I said before, and my long runs are starting to get very long, I've hit it multiple times, and I can personally tell you, it's not a good place to be in. Your legs are heavy, you feel like shit, and you just don't want to run anymore. And your mental sharpness just goes down, like you're not motivated anymore, you don't want to do this. And when you burn through all your glycogen stores, your body resorts to using fat as fuel, which is harder to use, and it can't switch to it fast enough during a race or a long run. So that's why you feel like shit. So how do you stop this from happening? You carb load, even on your long runs. And the definition of carb loading is just increasing the amount of carbs you eat a few days before your race or a long run, for example. The goal here is simple. It's to fill up your glycogen stores with as much water and carbohydrates as possible the night or the few nights before a race. And this is what people get wrong about carb loading. It's not just eating some pasta or a bit of carbs right before your race or a long run. That's how you shit yourself. For your race, you want to experiment first with your long runs with eating stuff that are low residue. So they don't just leave stuff on your hands. So for example, just bread, pasta. I can't think of anything else right now. But these are the low residue carbs that are best for testing out the waters. When you eat those carbs, they're not going to wreck your stomach on the long run. And then you can test more and more as you progress with more carbs. So for example, right now, I eat some dates with honey and rice cakes before my long runs. And that's enough for me. And it doesn't wreck my stomach or do anything. And also, if you eat too much fiber before your race, it's gonna cause bloating. It's just gonna make you slow. It's gonna make your stomach bouncy. It's not nice, all right. And what I see people get wrong all the time is they don't hydrate enough. For every gram of glycogen you have in your body, it can store up to 3 or even 4 grams of water. And that helps with hydration throughout your race, and you're not gonna get thirsty or dehydrated. And you're not gonna have to drink as much water in the aid stations. And now this is exactly how you do it without bloating yourself or shitting yourself in your race. You want to be eating 6 to 10 grams of carbohydrates for every kilogram of body weight you have 2 nights before your race. And what I do personally is I start carb loading 2 to 3 days before my race. And if it's like an important run or so with a run club I want to keep up with, I do the same thing. When it's a long run, I just do it the night before with a bowl of oats, some blueberries, honeys, maybe even some dates in there. This here is the exact meal plan I followed the day before my race. I was 70 kilograms at the time, so I ate about 600 grams of carbs with 2,500 or 3K calories. But if you're lighter, you can go less, and if you're heavier, you can go a bit more. For breakfast, I ate about 100 grams of oats. That's weighted dry, not when I add water or milk on them, with a tablespoon of honey, banana, and a cup of orange juice. For a mid-morning snack, I had a PB&J sandwich with an apple alongside it. For lunch, I had a bowl of rice, some chicken, and about 100 grams of baked carrots in the oven, with a cup of orange juice as well. And for my afternoon snack, I had a granola bar and 2 bananas. And for dinner, I had about 200 or 300 grams of pasta with a piece of chicken and some tomato sauce. And that was everything I ate the day before. And that was what enabled me to run my first half marathon and finish very strong. And for race day, what I ate was this jam sandwich with a cup of milk, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did anyways, and a sports drink. And right before the race, I ate an apple and a banana just to keep me filled and so I don't run out of carbs midway through. I had some granola bars to fuel mid-race as well, which was a very good idea because I felt like I was trying to run out of fuel mid-race. And that's everything for this video here. It was just a quick one. And if you like this video, you'll like these ones, and my endurance blueprint is right in the description, first link.